What's up, everybody? It's your boy TGK back with another reaction video. I ran into a pretty cool video. It looks like it's gonna be a fun one about Luka Doncic. Is a Samsung S24 or whatever. So let's check it out. It's something different, something to break up the monotony of all this stuff, of all this, depressed content we've been watching. If you're a former Mavs fan like myself, or former Mavs fan for life that's still dealing with some sadness. But yeah, man, enough of the fluff. Let's get to the stuff. Again, this video is from the YouTube channel Waveform Clips. You already know NKBHD up in here. Y'all know who he is. The title of the video is Luka Doncic is Luka Doncic and S24 Ultra. All right, let's check this out.
Nobody saw this coming.
Okay.
The players didn't see this coming. The coaches didn't see this coming. The owners didn't really know about it.
Wait,
the GMs made the trade.
What's a GM?
General
Grandmaster.
General manager of the teams. The biggest news of the week, the NBA.
Pretty sure there's gonna be like a techie funny video, but that's how you know this trade has transcended beyond the NBA. The fact that you got tech guys and MKBHD doing this kind of stuff. Like, this is big from a certain perspective. It just depends on how you look at it. Like, do you follow this stuff? Then you would understand it's big. If you don't, then you'll see why.
NBA trade deadline is coming up.
Sometimes news transcends, the niche that we're in.
It really does.
And I think we need to talk about Luka Doncic getting traded.
Absolutely unforeseen. I know, David, you probably saw this news and were immediately like, whoa.
Okay.
Huge trade.
Crazy.
The only thing that I know about this is that they posted it on The Verge, which makes no sense to me.
Yeah, actually? That's hilarious.
Awesome. But I didn't look into it.
Perfect. I figured we would explain it to you in other terms.
In tech terms.
In like tech terms.
Okay,
and then
that's fine.
hopefully you will understand better how shocked you all were. Because I remember where I was when I found out.
I think I remember. I read it on the R Hockey subreddit. Like, I was just on my phone and it was.
You read it on a hockey subreddit. That's crazy.
Like, how would you describe the Luka Doncic trade in terms of hockey players? And I was like, wait, Luka got traded?
Yeah.
I know him as he's a really good Overwatch player.
Does traded just means
I'm the Overwatch player. And Luka does game. Luka's a gamer.
that like they offered him more money, so he went to a different team?
No,
signing.
So there are contracts and company owners. So here's the actual, let me find the actual trade just so I can make.
Yeah, while you find that, it seems like every niche of the internet is doing like a, how do I explain the Luka trade in X
So it's that
terms?
big of a deal?
It's a huge deal. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're going to try and do it in tech terms.
It's just
We're a
one
tech
guy,
podcast.
though, right?
There's a couple other things, but the main meat and potatoes of the deal is like one player for one player, and we're going to talk about.
That's how they
mostly those
usually
two
do
players. There's all sorts of.
I feel bad for
packages
the
and
other
picks
guy
and
because they're
stuff.
only talking about the Luka guy.
Yep.
Does nobody care about the other guy?
That's funny. That's funny. Even an outsider is able to make that observation. That's funny as hell.
Well, we'll explain to you about the other. His name's Anthony Davis.
That's the first time I've heard of that.
So, he's like
sorry, Anthony.
an amazing basketball player.
He is.
To be
He played
fair.
in the Olympics for
Yeah.
Team USA this year.
Yep.
Did they win?
Totally dominated.
Dominated, yeah.
That's
they
cool.
won.
Great basketball player.
Okay.
So
The thing is,
all right.
Yeah, the thing is,
Give me the.
top level like face of the franchise players typically do not get traded.
Doesn't LeBron move around like all the time?
LeBron moves around on his own accord.
He chooses
He doesn't get traded. So
he
he'll decide to sign a contract with the Lakers.
Okay.
And then now the Lakers own his contract.
Okay.
Wait, this might be a good point. The difference between like trading and signing
Trading and
as
moving.
a free agent. So like your contract
Yeah.
goes X amount of years, and if it's within that X amount of years, you go to another team. It means teams agreed on a trade.
And you have to move?
Yes. So your contract can be traded.
Wow.
But if you wait till the end of that
chaotic.
contract and you go to free agency, then you get to choose if a team offers you money where you go. So this is a trade. Did Luka know about this? He didn't.
So nobody knew about this. So that's what I'm saying is like franchise players, like some of the biggest names in the NBA, you think like Steph Curry. Like when you think of Steph Curry, you think
Steph
of the
Curry.
Warriors. The Warriors will not trade Steph Curry. Right. All of the fans would be mad.
Yeah.
All of the teammates would be mad.
Yeah.
Wherever he goes, they won't like the fan. It would just be weird.
Yeah,
it just
would be
wouldn't
weird.
work.
Right.
What's another NBA player you know? Just like a big name. Kevin Durant, have you heard of him?
A little.
Giannis?
No. What about
Jokic?
Joel Embiid?
Yao Ming?
Yao Ming.
Yao Ming.
Okay. So he was on the Rockets.
Okay.
And he wasn't, he was a franchise player. Let's go with that.
Okay.
The Rockets fans love this guy. They wouldn't trade him even if you offered another great player. Sometimes they'll offer 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players, future draft picks, a whole bunch of other assets, and they still won't trade this guy.
Okay, yeah.
Luka's that guy for the Dallas Mavericks.
Okay. So
let's go to
he's like Steph Curry.
Yes.
Let's
Exactly.
do the tech version of this. I think Marquez brought up yes, yes, no earlier, which is an old segment from Reply All. We're gonna describe this to you in tech terms.
I wonder if anybody that's watching, like, if they're enjoying this or they're like, "What the hell are you doing?" Because, like, obviously, for someone that doesn't watch the NBA or understand the terminologies and how contracts and trades and signings go, this is actually kind of informative for those that may not know it to the extent that the rest of us or myself does, right? So, I think this is one helpful. Two, it brings more insight to the trade and how the NBA works, and 3, you never know, it might help somebody that's watching this video now to understand it a little bit more.
And then we'll see if you can explain the severity of the trade afterwards.
Okay.
And see
Okay,
what that means. Can I go first? I have a pretty simple one.
Okay, so the trade is Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis. There are a couple
I'm
other
going to do
small
Luka
assets
Doncic
involved.
for Anthony Davis and a first-round pick.
Sure.
Because that is part of it. There was a couple other players. So, and I think what's important here is who initiated the trade. It was the team that Luka's on, the Mavericks.
They want to get rid of him?
Well,
They did get rid of him.
They
Well,
did.
yeah.
That was everyone's reaction.
So, what would your reaction be is if I have an S24 Ultra
Okay.
and you have an S20 FE and Galaxy Buds, and I said from the same year,
So you're comparing Anthony, whatever his name
Anthony
is,
Davis to an S20
FE.
FE, S20 Plus.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay.
Not bad.
And I
Okay,
come to you and I say, I want your S20 FE and Galaxy Buds. I will give you an S24 Ultra.
Oh. What would be my reaction?
Yeah.
No.
Really?
Wait. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was thinking the other way around.
So, like, in my eyes,
because the Galaxy Buds are not that expensive.
they're not that expensive. They're fine. It's a nice thing to have.
Yeah.
The S20 FE, or I could even go S21 Plus, maybe S21 Plus, but like a phone that works totally fine for you.
Yeah,
like,
but S24 Ultra is like much better.
It's good. We're getting to this point of security updates are 7 years for Samsung phones now,
true,
right?
yeah.
So like you're kind of as taking the old phone.
Is the security updates like the contract, 7 years?
I'm thinking of it as age because Luka's 25, Anthony Davis is
25?
31
30
or
something.
30 something.
25 years old?
Yeah. So like I'm giving you
I'm turning to dust.
something that's it's going to lose security updates in like 3 years, but it's still a good phone right now. But you're giving me a phone that's better and also is going to get security updates for 6 more years than
Oh, you're talking? No, I would get that.
sorry, you would get that. Yeah.
I would get that. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Because he's 25.
yeah.
So unless he like breaks his leg.
Yeah, he's got a bright future ahead of him. I have another version of this.
Okay.
I
That was a good
see
one.
that you have an M4 MacBook Pro. I would like to trade you my Intel i9 MacBook Pro and
no.
AirPods. What do you think?
No.
Come on.
Why would I ever do
It's pretty good.
Although this trade would be
not.
you
The i9 is famously a not good MacBook.
The i9 is Anthony Davis. It's fine.
it's great.
It's pretty good.
It's overpowered,
for
but you
most
got to
people.
cool him down.
Yeah, it sometimes isn't the healthiest.
Yeah. And the battery's going to run out at some
And
point.
it's probably got a lower.
If you put it in the
future life
freezer,
ahead
it
of
works better. Yeah.
Yeah.
and
then-
when you first got it, it was like
The best thing
one
ever.
of the best. Yeah.
Okay, I got one for you.
Okay.
The Fuji X100
There we
Okay.
go.
for the Sony A6500 plus a memory card.
Well, the A6500 at
I don't even understand it, but once he said Sony, I was like, oh, okay.
least it has interchangeable lenses.
It does.
But no.
It's a good
Plus
camera.
a memory card.
Plus a memory card.
Do I get to have a memory card in my own camera?
No.
You have to buy.
Well,
your
then it
own.
won't work.
You have to buy your own.
You have
Okay.
to buy your own. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Wait, so why did they trade this guy?
The word on the street, I mean, because nobody saw this trade coming. This was a very, trades that are this big typically leak a little bit. Like people start talking about, oh, this guy is not happy with the team he's on. Maybe they'll get moved. Nobody saw this coming.
Okay.
The players didn't see this coming. The coaches didn't see this coming. The owners didn't really know about it.
Wait,
the
so-
GMs made the trade.
What's a GM?
General
Grandmaster.
General manager of the teams.
General manager.
Which essentially they run the team and the organization.
Okay.
And they quietly, these two organizations had conversations with each other, and no other team made the trade, and that was it. And typically,
That's
a
crazy.
big player like this, you shop him around. Like, okay, this is
See what you can
everyone wants Luka.
Right.
Everyone would take Luka.
Is he the best player in the NBA?
He's one of the top 5 best players in the NBA.
And he's 25?
And he's 25.
Wow.
And if any other GM had known that he was available, they would have offered everything to get him.
So was this like a backdoor
everything.
deal?
It seems like the only rumor is, he was scheduled to get a $350 million supermax for his next contract, and he's sometimes a little bit out of shape in the offseason.
Which I understand because he is top 500 rank in Overwatch 2. He is nasty at Overwatch 2.
Wait, really?
And Overwatch.
Wait,
yeah.
he's top 500? How does this man have time for both these things?
How are you elite at two different things?
There's
That's
a lot
crazy.
of athletes who are really
crazy.
good at video games sometimes.
That makes
And
sense.
there was a hockey player who got traded because they said he played too much Fortnite, but he's like one of the best in the league.
My argument would be Luka could show up with a pack of cigarettes in his mouth, and I would still take him because he's so good at basketball.
So my question is, why didn't they shop him around?
That is
Great question.
everyone's question.
Thank you. Hell yeah. Facts. Because when you think about it, when you look around the league, like there's other teams like OKC. You don't think OKC would have sent whatever they could to pair Luka and SGA and Chet together? Orlando, you don't think Orlando would have given us Paolo, Banchero, and Wagner or something like that, and picks? There's other teams around the league that I could think of like that would have given us an amazing package with youth, with players, with picks than what we got. And the fact that tech guys are questioning the legitimacy of the trade just says a lot, man. It says a lot. It's one thing for us as people that watch the basketball, what the hell am I saying? Watch the league, watch the Mavericks. Like, we know it. We're in the weeds of it. We know. But to hear tech guys that have no clue and they're like, what? Why? Like, that's how crazy this trade was, man. It really was one of those trades where at the time that it happened, you were just stuck, which I was, and you could see it live because I was live prior to the trade even happening. The trade happened while I was live, and I was out of there. I was out of there.
No one knows the answer.
That seems sketchy.
Yeah. Just one of those weird things that happens at the NBA trade deadline, and more weird trades have happened. It's just one of those weird news headlines.
Even if he got $350 million, do you think he could have gotten more?
So that's the supermax
That's the
that
max,
you're
yeah.
eligible for when you play with a certain team for a bunch of years in a row. So he's been on Mavericks his entire career, and
How long
he would
is
have
his
been
entire
up
career?
5 years so far, and he would have been
He
eligible
started
for
at 20 years old in the NBA.
and a top draft pick,
6.
and would have been eligible for the most expensive contract in NBA history. Which honestly, you pay the man; he's worth it. But for some reason, they didn't feel like paying him.
Wow.
I'll throw one more tidbit out there. The Mavericks just announced that they're refunding season ticket holders who are mad enough.
Holy crap, dude.
There were like people with signs outside of the stadium.
No way, really? Wow.
Look, there's a reason the Lakers said yes. Well, okay,
He got traded to the Lakers.
Yeah, so the Lakers got Luka, and look, if you're the Lakers and you have Anthony Davis, and somebody calls and goes, "Hi, we'd like Anthony Davis," you're like, "No," and they're like, "We'll give you Luka." They're like, "He'll be on your front step tomorrow." Yes, of course.
I'll personally
Do the
drive him.
Lakers still have LeBron?
Yes.
Yes.
And so you know who LeBron is. That's important. I think everyone knows LeBron, and LeBron's one of the faces of the league, and he's 40, and he's been one of the legends of the game forever. He's probably got 1, 2, 3 more years left, and the Lakers looking forward to their future. We're like, When
makes
this guy's
sense.
gone, who do we have?
Yeah.
Nothing.
And the Lakers have always been a very famous team.
They've always had some franchise face.
Right.
Whether it's Kareem or Kobe or Shaq. Like, they just, now it's
Right.
LeBron, and who are they going to have?
But
Luka.
This is like the Lakers looking forward and being like, who can we have? And then someone knocks on their front door and hands them a briefcase full of money. Just like they didn't
Like
even
a
go
big,
out
like a
looking
gift.
yet.
Here you go.
Yeah.
And it just came to them.
Did you hit the subscribe button? It's
Yeah.
behind the
Make sure
paywall.
to subscribe to us on
That was cool. That was a cool video. Hope y'all ain't too mad that I'm reacting to that kind of stuff. Like it was fun. It was different. It's cool to see that this. I mean, not cool for former Mavs fans, but cool to see that the trade and Luka Doncic is breaking barriers and is being featured in different niches like this. Like I think that's pretty dope. Obviously, it's good for the game, depending on who you ask, but it's fun nonetheless. Anyway, man, it's been your boy TGK. Appreciate y'all watching. Consider leaving a like. Consider subscribing. Consider becoming a member. Catch y'all on the next one. We out.